Yo, I am an hour and 7 minutes late for the stream. I'm gonna stream till about 12 today, and then we'll just call it a day. Or I don't know. We'll work with that for now. Um, how's everyone doing? I have a video to watch. It's actually about content creation. Um, Give me 1 second. I'll plug it in, and then we'll go for it. Um, could be too long a video actually. Now I'm thinking about it. Wow, bro, I hate. Why is my color like this, man? This is my home shirt. Didn't think we'd look this bad in live. It's calm. Okay, I was watching this video, but I wanted to watch it on stream as well. Why all the dream jobs went extinct. Let's see.
To that, they wanted to go to work.
All right.
Throughout the 2000s to the 2010s, right, a new blood entered the world of work. Millennials. After growing up watching TV films like Fight Club, Office Space, The Office, millennials had been traumatized, right? They didn't want to grow into that. They wanted to go to work and play ping pong for an hour, take a slide down to the free food buffet, then get a massage from the office masseuse. Who wants to be an executive insurance liaison middle manager when you could be a hot boy YouTuber? Maybe you didn't want to be a media personality. Well, no problem. You could run a cool hip startup. For this generation, it really did feel like your childhood dream job was within grasp. But then, something happened.
You know, you'd get depressed, you'd get sad.
You know, I'm miserable a lot of times. I have a mental breakdown every other week because I push
And
myself.
this, I feel like this is
trend gains steam.
This is something that it's actually quite common with sort of everything that they'll say this, but it's gonna be like, oh, it doesn't matter. So we'll just see. We'll see. All right, I'll continue.
The 996 culture may be taking root in the US. If you don't know what 996 is, that's when you work from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m., 6 days a week.
It really felt we were so close to changing work. So what happened? Where did the dream jobs go?
The anxiety you're talking about, and even like patches of depression, which is crazy because, like, bro, I look around in my life and I'm not fucking depressed.
If you go online and you read a couple of surveys and some articles, you might find.
I mean, a very like wealthy person can be, like, anybody can be like depressed or have sort of moments of depression, but then you're sort of like the real power is in your ability to fight against that in a healthy way, you know, because you can do things that's gonna help make you continue spiral into more depression, or you can have some healthy roots that would get you out of that, you know, like to attack it and not let it linger. So yeah, I feel like everybody goes through some bit of that. But yeah, we'll keep watching. But I'm not an expert, so I wouldn't know.
And out that your boy right here, a YouTuber, apparently I have a dream job. No, I'm going to be serious. It's a good job. Like, I enjoy it. I do it because it was my dream job when I was a young gangster, you know.
Young gangster.
Trapping out in the bits. And I wanted to put that gangster life behind me and turn into a full-time fudging YouTuber. See,
he's a YouTuber now. Let's see. How many subscribers? 741k. He's doing well.
and how many blue foods I can eat in 24 hours.
This literally smells like a blue cream.
Like, you know what? I think I've watched a lot of his videos, And I actually think, right, I think he's a really good YouTuber in my opinion.
Whilst there's always been dream jobs, like my dad wanted to be a footballer.
He knows how to talk
is,
about a topic from start to finish and really make it and really like get to the point while also being entertaining as well.
Is that in the past, it didn't feel accessible. It didn't feel like you could realistically, you know, if you grew up in Wigan, I don't think they send people to space there. So I'm going to say it's not likely you're going to be an astronaut, Billy. But YouTube changed this, right? And it really began with one key individual, one weird Swedish kid. PewDiePie, we all watched him playing these games that, again, there was clearly no budget that went into it. They were literally browser games on some shitty little camera in his bedroom. But what happened, right, is whilst we were watching him, no one really knew how much he was making. But then reports started coming out saying that he was making millions. And suddenly, just like that, PewDiePie had created the dream job. But I think there's two other people that are arguably more important, and that is Logan Paul and Jake Paul.
Hey yo, good morning, Lil Gang. What's poppin'? Well, welcome home, Jake Paulers.
And I wanna, before we say,
if you didn't understand this time, if you weren't there for this time period, bro, you I don't know. I don't know what to say, but like this, I feel like I don't know. This was it. This was bro. Watching this unfold was elite. It was very elite. But carry on.
Anything else? I want us to just analyze one video posted in 2017.
I just bought me a house.
Called
I just bought me a house. This video, you will see the craziest type of flex, and he just highlighted that for me.
bought me a house.
Great. I'm also with the man and manager, Jeff. I spent $12,000 yesterday on Gucci clothes. Also, one of the rings I bought yesterday, I lost, as you guys know. Lost it at the premiere for my movie, King Batch's movie.
The video starts and he tells us he's with his manager. He then tells us that he just spent $12,000 on Gucci. Also, he lost his face.
12,000, bro. Oh my gosh, bro. Everybody that was watching this at that time were like, yeah, live. If that is the high extreme, right? Then obviously the baseline would be like, you know what I mean? It would be at least fair, right? When you're seeing this and like how much people are making, you'd be like, okay, at least like life should be like fair. You know what I mean? But oh my gosh, we'll just keep watching.
Favorite expensive ring. And bearing in mind, all of this has happened and we're 1 minute 30 into the video. We haven't even talked about the house he's about to buy. But it's at about 2 minutes where Logan does something I think is very, very, very important.
I like his...
Logan turns to the camera.
I actually like his point on this and how he analyzes it. So like, just listen to it.
9-year-old viewer, and he says,
just a boy from Ohio who moved to Los Angeles to pursue his dream, who didn't listen to the haters, who didn't listen to the people who said you couldn't make money and actually make a career out of making videos on the internet. When you watch this and when you watch my vlogs in general, you guys get inspired and motivated and work hard so that one day you can buy a house for your wife, your friend.
You see, what Logan Paul and Jake Paul were doing was a kind of propaganda, right? They were like the perfect salesman. I hope that YouTube, I know they rewarded them, but I hope they understand just how much Logan did for them. They were selling the lifestyle of being a YouTuber. Like, they built their own brands around that, particularly Logan, right? Logan had this additional gift. Not only he didn't give a single flying fuck about any social norm, but he would also be able to do like these emotional diatribes where he would look at the camera and cry and say, hi, I'm just a boy from Ohio. To take a step back, this is kind of fucked up what he's doing. You know, as us lot watching YouTube, seeing him tell his story and witnessing part of the content was following his life improving. You could see it and how his life was getting better and he was earning a load of money. And when he's telling you you can do it too, I think there's a sense that you might start believing him.
I wanted it and I worked hard and I believed in myself and I kept pushing and pushing and pushing to make that happen. Living a life of my dreams. If you believe in yourself, if you can expand your brain.
Also, I don't like pausing it, right? But I feel like this video definitely highlights something. And I think for me, like, I was literally thinking in my head that the main point was like the law of like economics and like not law of economics but like about economics and like how competition drives like makes things just less like valuable, you know. More people that want something, there's a smaller share of the pie. You know what I mean?
outside
waters
of the
down
box, and
something
you can
good.
do whatever the fuck you want, bro. Be a maverick, baby.
And it's not just Logan, right? It was this whole wave of flex content creators, Rice Gum, Team 10, all of these lot. They were selling the lifestyle. They were propagandizing being a YouTuber. And the thing that really stands out from in the past is how accessible it felt, because many of these guys and girls, they grew up doing things that we did. You would see a lot of the guys who were playing, they were gamers, and you would see them go from their parents' basement to becoming celebrities with mansions and their own gaming room. And oh my God, look how cool it is. They got Pokemon carpets and shit, LEDs. In the past, whilst everyone always, aspiration was always sold to people, and people, they liked the idea of getting rich and famous. Everyone knew that to become a celebrity, you need to move to LA, to Hollywood, you need to go to auditions, you need to get scouted. YouTube changed that completely. It broke down the wall, it democratized fame, and now a gold rush would begin.
1 million subscribers! Oh my God! Oh my God! I reached it! Oh my God!
So whilst this is all happening on the platforms, you're seeing these young people go from rags to riches. You have to also think about what was happening behind the scenes. The tech boom of the 2010s mirrors perfectly the story of these creators, right? It was the exact same thing. It was...
Yeah, it's the tech companies that made all this possible. They made all this possible. All this. And it's only going to continue, but it's changed. Look at this dude. What do you mean? What do you mean look at this dude? What's good? I don't like this color, man. It's pissing me off. I'll be real. It's just crumpling a wrong weird way. What's good? Yeah, I did start late, but it's fine. Life innit? I'm chilling. Right, we're just watching this video. Just watching the video.
Young people just...
Wait. What was I saying again? Oh yeah, I was saying like all of this was created by the tech world behind, and I really like this video because he analyzed all of this. It's called where all the dream jobs went.
It's like us. Oh my God, Mark Zuckerberg.
So late,
wears
yeah,
hoodies,
yeah,
and they
yeah.
were like nerdy, weirdo.
Yeah, very late. I'm not gonna lie, very late. Are you looking for a reason I was late? Okay, let me actually tell you why. Okay, I was watching the I was watching the Spain versus Austria match. Okay, wait. That's not wait. No more messages. Now I'm gonna start soon. Wait, nah, me too. I'm gonna start soon. Oh, okay. All right. Third message. I was watching his favorite, but that's not the reason why I was late. Right? I came up here, but like the 2 rooms were occupied, so I was like, okay, let me just chill out. The reason I didn't like push back was because of the Austria match. But regardless, the rooms weren't available, so I just couldn't stream. So that was it. But we're here now. We're here. Yeah. All right, I'm gonna continue.
That went and made trillion-dollar companies. You can see this passing of the...
like trillion-dollar pro. Like guys, do you know? Oh, hold on. What is the minimum wage right now? Why does? Sorry, I don't know why. How does it there? What is the? What is minimum wage right now? This is in Ireland. 15 euros per hour for employees age 20 and over. Bro. Bro, I just want to get the graph. Statistics. If you watch the wealth inequality video, it's called Wealth Inequality in America. If you watch that video, it just kind of shows you everything, to be honest. Search up Canadian. Okay. Canadian minimum wage. 18.15, right? But the thing is that, like, if you actually look at the sort of macroeconomic like thing of minimum wage, it doesn't really help small businesses. You know what I mean? It doesn't actually, because if small business trying to compete with larger businesses, then like large businesses are just gonna outcompete them because they can be able to pay them more money. But there's also so many other aspects of it as well. But it's just the problem is just the ridiculousness of this, like the wage inequality. That's why I wanted to get like a graph. 13 if you're a kid, yeah. You know, so it's just bad. It's just bad. It's not livable. So everyone's incentivized to just do that. Like it's not great. It's not great. But I want to get some sort of graph, right? Some sort of graph. I'll just say global. No, not global. Not global. I'll just say Ireland. Average sensitive, however, wealth concentration remains high. 10% of households, roughly 47 of all net wealth. Right, like the K-shaped economy. Okay, you're just skipping messages. Oh, if you're 13 and a kid, convert that to euro. Oh, all right, yeah, okay. I should convert the 1350 to euro. Okay, 1350 can to euro. Damn. 15. Damn. That's crazy. That's so crazy. Right? But then there's people on the other side, opposite side of the spectrum that are making like we have a trillionaire now. I actually want to show you like a different video about with this one guy that's talking about taxing the rich or taxing wealth specifically. But I think it goes way deeper than that. Rich people are extremely good at keeping themselves rich and getting richer, while poor people are uninformed about how to sort of the craziness or how crazy it is, like what you actually have to do to get there. Right? There's not that much things you can do to get there, but people still think like there is an infinite amount of possibilities to get there. No, there's actually it's very gate kept. And this is one thing that was new. This like dream job that was new, right? You know what I mean? But now it's also sort of dwindling down because of competition. That's why I want to watch this video specifically.
The torch from when you look at the top 10 companies from 1998 to 2025, right? Back then it was all big oil and big pharma and big supermarkets. Boring shit. Old money, right? Old money, nepotism, connections. You had to be in the know to get into there, and we all saw that.
By the way, that still exists. The old money connect. That's still like what the like majority of thing is. So this like wishy-washy, this, oh look at these guys making, no, like if you want to make the most amount, go for those, because those are more they're not like it's not really about risk, but there's more opportunities for you to get there by putting in, like there's a time spent to what you can earn, like it's very like even, right? But trying to get the like 1% type job that is so like what's it called? Try to get the 1% type job that's so like, you know, that's so little. Like being a successful gamer, for instance, the 1% type that's so little. There's not enough time spent to potential. You know, you have to really, really, really factor in the risk. You know, but going and being a lawyer, doctor, these things, it's hard and difficult, but it will pay off. You know, you can spend millions of hours trying to be a gamer, but it might not pay off. Hello, Sharon. Sorry, I just finishing the thought. What nonsense is he up to now, Ozzy? What, like, the t-shirt, I love it. You're probably giving me conflicting thoughts. Anyway, thank you. But yeah, that's kind of what I mean. So we'll watch him try to sort of define this sort of dream job and see why it went extinct.
The big tech takeover was different, man. It was some digital dudes delving deep into the depths of their discovery. It was the same DIY feel. It was people who just stumbled into their
It's a joke, oh my
positions,
God.
like Zuckerberg, I don't know, rating tits or whatever he was doing. He was doing some weird shit, and it popped off.
He's talking about
it
how
worked.
we're
And there was
poor
many
because
similar
we're
stories
uninformed.
of people who, when you saw them in interviews explaining how they got rich, you were like, oh wow, you are me. You have the same background as me, and you invented the sock subscription service, and now you're a trillionaire. That is the story of the 2000s to 2010s, right? It's this feeling of absolute cultural change as the old holders, the old gatekeepers pass the torch on. Obama, you know, he's a younger president. He's like 47 years old. He grows off of the back of this online movement, Facebook promotion, and it feels like he is bringing about change. It's this belief that if we just get some young millennials in with their fucking dope top knots,
Language.
they will fix everything. And if we are in charge, we can make a new world. A world that is fun, childlike, where nothing bad ever.
And I feel like it also brings it back to like this one. I don't know if it's a saying. All right, I'll be leaving you soon. Why? It brings back to this one saying that like everything is done for like there's a specific reason. Like billionaires aren't your friends, right? I think getting up there, right, to keep that, you have to do a lot of weird things. Right, you have to do a lot of weird things to keep that. So it's kind of strange. Oh yeah, you're going to your stream. Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, I'll have a look at your stream as well. I'll pop in.
Happens again. And part of that mission was the belief that we could change the corporate work environment, the grey cubicle.
Like the corporate machine, like it can have its phases where it changes shape. But because everything runs on efficiency, it's always going to meet back at the same point. It's always going to meet back. It's never going to change too far or to this, to that. If you want to be extraordinarily wealthy, there's one place you can go. Have your own business, be a CEO, scale it up to unimaginable heights, and that's where you be unimaginably wealthy. The people you're seeing that flexing what they're flexing, all these cars and stuff, they don't really have money like that. Right, they can have like having 100 million is like insane amount. It's like crazy, but most of these guys don't even have that. You know, they don't. Like the guys that you see flexing it, they don't have that much money. That's why they feel the need to flex it. When you have too much money, there's no like the world just. I don't know. Wait, just pop in for a second when you're done if you can. Yeah, of course I'll pop in. Of course. Right, like the you're living on a different stratosphere. Everything is closer. Nothing makes sense. You're not looking to buy a car. You're looking to buy You're looking to buy spaces in people's minds. Essentially, you can tip what the flipping world order is. It's like lobbying, all of this. The more money you have is just influence. You don't need to showcase your money, right? Like. The spaces a wealthy person works in, it's so much greater than what you can imagine, right? What they're using money for is insane, you know, and this understanding of it comes from a sort of a multitude of videos that I watched, but also I read a few autobiographies and a few biographies as well of of the wealthiest people in the world, and when you really look at them and analyze their life, like it's actually quite similar. The kind of things they do, very, very similar, you know. So we'll continue.
Was just the perfect imagery to sell this system that was in charge sucked. So if we could just change that, then maybe we could fix the system.
We didn't want cubicles, so we got IKEA kitchen tables instead.
Yeah, he is not your friend.
Our whole vibe here.
Yeah. Let me tell you something. Like he is not your friend, right? He doesn't care about you. Just pop in for a second. Right? Okay, the same thing. He doesn't get breed. He's not your friend. All right, he's not your friend. I love The Social Network. Yeah. It was a good movie. It's a good movie. Mastery in film blocking. I don't know what that is.
Stuff. There's beer down there.
Term. My bad.
Before we go any further with this video, I want to give a massive shout out to today's sponsor.
Whoa, yeah,
Cyberverse.
woo! Sponsor, whoa.
Toys money back guarantee. That platform sponsoring this video. Anyway, back to the video. Some millennials come in, they kick down the door, grey cubicles, fuck off, ping pong tables, pool tables, Xboxes everywhere, basketball, fitness classes, office massage chairs, sleeping pods. All the young millennials, they walk up to the old grey man in the cubicle with his tie. What's that around your neck? Oh, it's a tie, guys. A tie, is it? A tie? Yes, it's a work day, so I wear ties to work.
It's a long video.
You must have missed the memo. You didn't get
It's 36 minutes long.
it through letter. It's onesie day today. Yeah, maybe check your emails next time. Maybe if you guys could help me understand the emailing system, maybe. What's interesting is there was theory behind this, right? The concept was called work as play.
Yeah, I do.
And it was this idea that if you could make work feel more fun, more playful, more childlike, sort of more like the college campuses that many of these tech workers had just spent their times out. If you could
Why are you
feel
saying
like
that?
that, it could foster...
Because how long it is? Yeah, it's a long video. Is your attention span like only catered to TikTok? Nah, I think you guys can handle a decently long video. We have to see it from start to finish. It's a joke, bro. It's a joke. Oh my gosh. Not with you. Condescending. When you be yapping.
Creativity and would be the solution to the concept of the alienation of labor. If you flick through some of the literature on it, it was like a direct response to trying to solve this critique that Marx had of capitalism a long time ago, that waged labor is alienating. It makes people feel distant from their friends, their families, their communities, the very work they're doing and the product of work at the end. They feel separate from it, and that alienation kills the
Marx.
soul. It kills your true human nature. Work as play was seen as the solution. You would sometimes hear the phrase conscious capitalism. And all of this stuff that Google was doing was like super successful. It earned them the reputation of being like the best company on earth to work for.
We reported last week that Fortune magazine has named Google the best company to work for in America again.
Welcome to the good life at Google. This campus in Mountain View, California offers employees comforts, privileges, and perks that workers at most other companies can only envy.
People were getting swept up with these headlines and like, oh, how cool it looks at Google and this is it, this is the future. You have to scratch a little bit at the surface to understand the deeper logic of what was happening. You see, back in the 2000s and the 2010s, the software workers were a very rare, very valuable labor source. They came from these elite universities and they were very valuable in the labor market. So Google doing all the free gym classes, free food, laundry at work, all of this stuff, it wasn't just because Google were nice. No, it's because Google saw that this talent of labor was extremely valuable and they were competing against Facebook, Twitter, Netflix, and any of these many startups that were popping up that really wanted that talent. And so for them, it was worth it. That extra money spent on all this bullshit, if it keeps them sweet, then so be it, let's do it. And you hear this later on, right? Like later down the line, Sundar Pichai.
Yeah, that's how they were able to get like the best of the best and keep like scaling that way. Because like Google, a lot of other startups were also on the way, but they're most influential, make the most money, so they started doing the little things to get people involved.
The CEO of Google, like to this day, he explains that free food wasn't just a perk of the job, but rather a productivity and creativity driver. That detail is really important because to us it reveals a logic. They were not just being nice because they're nice people with new ideas of how work should be. No, they were trying to entice a labor force to work for them. These freebies were there to remove friction between the worker and work. It was a carrot on a stick. If they have to go out for food, they're away from work. If they need to sleep, they're away from work. If they need to go and do laundry, they're away from work. If they can just do it all at the office, then they're always there. But you see, it couldn't last forever.
Health is looked after by on-site medical staff, and luxury is provided by a company-subsidised massage service. A haircut salon, a laundrette, and dry cleaners. The list goes on. In fact, rumour has it that team members bring their laundry in over the weekend to avoid having to use their own machines.
You see, the low interest rates that allowed this lavish growth of the 2010s came to an end, and suddenly investors started asking for profit, efficiency. And nothing would show this clearer than the 2022 takeover of Twitter by
Profit and efficiency. It always happens at some point. It always happens at some point. Okay, now you're doing your fun thing, it's cool, right? But the profits, we're not seeing the profits. When you have everyone hooked, then it's easy to like dial back on quality, you know? It's easy. Or like they wouldn't mind. Like you know, like you can calculate how much someone would care about something. They get everything to the finest details because, like they said before, these are like the smartest people in the world. So they know how to do it, you know? So it's hard to compete.
Elon Musk.
Elon Musk has arrived at Twitter's San Francisco offices that Musk was telling potential equity investors in the...
If it's capitalism, when one thing is done, another thing it has to follow. Like it changes the whole dynamic, you know? Because you can say, oh, well, if one company does something well, other companies can choose not to. But if one company does something and that thing is profitable and they get more money for their shareholders, then other shareholders are going to leave other companies and start investing in that company. So it's just a competition. No matter how much money these companies has, they're always competing to have more. There's no time where it's like, oh yeah, this is cool. You know, we can pay a lot of taxes and then we can good playing field and start again. You know, they change the laws. So yeah, it's, you know,
this deal that he would cut headcount by as much as 75%, as I've reported.
75%. So that's people's full-time jobs, right? It's people's full-time jobs. Let's say they went to university, they studied for 4 years, or some of them did a master's as well. They got in those interview, all the assessments. They got in, they've been working as hard as they can to stay there and not be part of the bottom 15%, otherwise you get fired. You've been staying there. And then some new CEO comes in for efficiency, and what happens?
Has arrived at Twitter's San Francisco offices that Musk was telling potential equity investors in this deal that he would cut headcount by as much as 75%, as I've...
Like 75%. How can someone, right, in this type of like environment, this capitalism environment, how can someone that has experienced something like this come out the other side and choose to be a good person, right? Obviously, it's everyone's choice, but if the space favors the people that are just going to, you know, no emotions, just play the game, then it's like it's hard to not play the game. Everything then becomes a game, you know? Life becomes a game. People's livelihoods becomes a game. So...
reported morale is not great right now at Twitter.
In 2022, Elon Musk.
So but the thing is, right, that's just the way it is. And to be honest, it's better here than a lot of other places. But you have to understand the game and be able to play within it, you know? But not let the game consume you. I think a lot of people have probably lost me, but it's fine. We'll just continue. I'll let him talk.
Buys Twitter. And when he does so, he walks into the office with a sink because he wanted to say, let it sink in. And a sink has the word sink in it. And Elon Musk is 10 years old. So he goes in, and what he does is he basically says, you know all that cool, fun shit, ping pong? Yeah, fuck all that. Right, it's over. It's work o'clock now. Elon comes in, he cuts off thousands of workers. He attacks people who are remote working, so people working from home. If they don't come back to the office, they're done. And whoever remained had to work extremely hardcore. Long hours, high intensity, exceptional work standards. This moment is so important because it was a rupture moment in the world of big tech. The old, fun, Google slip and slide era was done. Meta So Facebook, literally a year later, 2023, came out with their year of efficiency, announcing roughly 10,000 more layoffs and closing around about 5,000 roles. Google cut around 12,000 roles in January 2023. Meta, Amazon, Microsoft.
And the thing is, this layoff thing, it's not even stopping. Like, it's not even stopping. So far, like, that's the problem, right? When something new happens, right, it stays that way. There's no, oh, let's go back to a good thing that we used to do before. When something new happens and the thing is not necessarily good for people, but it makes a lot of money, that thing that brings in the money will continue to happen. There is no change in it. There is no this. There is no that. It will continue to happen. Unless somebody can provide a different way, a better way, but you can explain to them that this way is not going to reduce their money any less. That's the only way something can work. But if you try to tell someone to take a cut to help people, then you've lost your mind. What would get someone to do that? Because you've absolutely lost your mind. You know? So I think I'll show you one video of like sort of what's happening at Meta that I saw, right? Okay, there you go. It's a news CBS.
Business Insider got a look at an email Meta, the parent company of Facebook, sent to all employees letting them know they would start tracking their interactions with their computer in order to train their AI. Now, a memo to all Meta employees from their chief technology officer said in part, we're rolling out a tool that captures computer inputs like mouse movements, click locations, and keystrokes, as well as screen content for context. So joining us now is Charles Roulet, the tech correspondent for Business Insider, who broke this story. Charles, great to be with you. This goes beyond a company wanting to make sure you're actually working. Explain what Meta is really trying to do here.
Yeah, so what they're really trying to do is improve their AI models. Meta is in a really hot race with other companies like OpenAI to create the biggest and best AI model. And so with this kind of data, they want to be able to let AI agents basically control your computer. And if you tell the AI to do something, it can just take over your mouse and do something on your behalf. So that's the main goal of this new program.
So what's been the reaction from employees about this? I mean, can workers opt out? I mean, there's got to be some privacy concerns here.
Yeah, there's definitely a lot of privacy concerns. A lot of Meta staff are basically outraged. The internal announcement that we obtained had a lot of angry face emojis reacting to it. And so one staff said, this makes me super uncomfortable. How do we opt out? Meta CTO clarified that actually you cannot really opt out. This is mandatory. So it's definitely creating a bit of a, I wouldn't call it a mess, but there's a significant backlash within Meta to this program.
Let me just make sure I'm totally clear on this. If you work at Meta and you're using any kind of company device, be it a laptop, a desktop computer, even a company phone, you are essentially training AI, whether you like it or not.
That's essentially true. Just to be clear.
Yeah, so I mean, let's hear him out before I take anything out of context.
Only applies to U.S. employees and their laptops, not their phones. But that's still a lot of people, obviously. And
yeah, okay. So that's pretty much it, right? They're training the AI. Well, she said to be able to like for the workers to tell it what to do, and then they do it. But eventually, when the AIs get good enough at doing the job, then maybe you don't need a person to tell it what to do. Maybe they can just do it, you know? And now, even with consultants, people that tell people how to make, that tell companies how to make their, like, processes better, be more efficient, make more money, even those guys are getting replaced by AI as well. I think I saw this, like, a radio podcast where this economics student lost his offer. Yeah, this guy.
We're facing an existential problem to our economy here,
Existential problem.
Every graduate.
No, but like, hold on. But the thing is, like, it's real, you know, and it's actually problematic. It actually is problematic. So you have to realize that nobody is safe. Think about how many like extraordinarily intelligent people that are out there, but just because wrong time, wrong place, you're just unable to do it, right? But you also still have to be resilient and try to find an opportunity regardless of how tough it is. And then once you get that, keep going for more. You have to be able to know, to know the game exists firstly, and know how to move around, right? You need to understand that it's mandatory for you to understand the game, right? Understand how people play this game, right? But you can't let the game dictate your life, you know? You just have to be able to move well, I guess.
Loses their job. That's another 10, 20k of tax that HMRC is losing out on. And that's another person that's going possibly on benefits. And at the same time, that money that we're taking away from our graduates is being funneled to a data farm in Texas and the billionaires that own them. Like, this is a serious structural issue.
Artificial intelligence has made the job market for young people increasingly difficult to access, with many graduate and entry-level jobs being lost to AI. Tobias Temple-Smith, a final-year economics student from the University of Leeds.
I think there was a statistic, right? Like, what is the job opportunity to new grads in 2026? Ratio. Forty to 60% of students securing a job before graduation, roughly 89 to find employment within 9 months. Where is this from? Irish Times. So it's better. I actually saw something like this. What's the conclusion saying? I hate when there's articles without conclusions, because it's just like, how do I read it faster? Like, there's no TLDR. No, I don't want propaganda. I want the actual facts. It's not a hopeless labor market. Okay, calm. Reject all. But it's just a different ballgame. It's not a hopeless labor market, but it is harder. Is there a conclusion? Younger than expected, others may begin their roles outside their original plans. This is comfortable with adapting careers and being tired in the near in uncertain times. I mean, it is uncertain. Well, I wanted to just get like a statistic of how many like positions are out, how many people that are applying, because I think for every job now, post on LinkedIn. Wait, every job posted on LinkedIn. What is the application? Of applicants. Yeah, between 100 to 500 applicants for every job posted on LinkedIn. So I couldn't get the statistic, but it's like it's a very different time, obviously with a lot of opportunities, but it's not as clear as before. It's not. And also, even if it is clear, even if like you did get your role, whatever, right, like I did, um, it's hard for you to negotiate something good because it's like you're lucky to have what you have, when it should be a given. But you just have to, I don't know, you just have to use every second you have to try to make something work out of an uncertain situation.
Leeds was
That's just what I think, right? So this guy was just about like economic students. He did all the assessments. He got his role, and then I just want to get it to the part where he speaks about
looking forward to starting a graduate analyst role at PMSI Strategy this September. But days before completing his dissertation, he was told by the firm the job offer had been rescinded. I'm joined now by Tobias, who's travelled down from Leeds to be with us in the studio this morning. Good morning.
Great to be here.
Good to have you with us. So just explain to people what went on here. How did you find out that the job offer that you had been taken away?
Yeah, so essentially I got the offer in December, and then, like you say, a couple of days before my dissertation presentation was due, I just got an email completely out of the blue saying, unfortunately, due to
Hello. How you doing? How you doing, Maddie? I'm kind of just watching a video. Yeah. I like something I'm interested in. It's not too flashy, not into like, you know what I mean? It's just a video. And that video is like bringing all the videos to mind as well. And I'm just kind of exploring them. So how's your day been going? How are you? I am walking on a treadmill. You're walking on a treadmill. Okay. Keep walking. Keep working. Nice. Good cardio exercise. Really good. Really, really good. I only started using treadmills properly like 2 months ago. I never ever. I used to go gym for like 2 years, but I never touched the treadmill once. I don't know. I just never did cardio like last time I used to go gym. But now that's kind of everything I do. But yeah, keep it up. Yeah. So this guy basically lost his job to AI, and he will tell you why now. It's really good car. Yeah, it is.
Completely out of the
Wait, are you doing incline? Like, what's your incline percent? If you're walking, then you must be doing incline. Come on, you can't. If you're walking, you can't. No, right? It has to be a elevation. No, I'm on a small one. Oh, okay, that one doesn't have like the functionality. All right, that makes sense. That's fine. All right, keep going.
Saying,
like, wait for the desk. Oh, you're at a standing desk, right? And then you're walking on a treadmill. That sounds futuristic. Or is it just some like configuration you made? Yes. Okay. All right. Makes sense. All right. Keep it up. That sounds kind of lit, honestly. Like, cause when you're at your desk, you're probably like, you're slouching all the time, like kind of like what I'm doing. So like, it's good to just keep fit at your desk. Kill two birds with one stone. I'll continue.
Unfortunately, due to rapidly evolving business needs, we're going to have to rescind your job offer. And so I obviously panicked, and I was like, I called them up, and I called 2 different partners, and I tried to persuade them to keep me on. I thought, consulting, which was what I was going into, is famously quite cyclical, quite up and down. So I thought, maybe they just don't have much business at the moment. And the partner, first of all, told me, yeah, to be honest, it's actually AI. And yeah, that was a bit of a shock, and I was kind of like, of course, should have realised. And I tried to persuade them. They said I made a compelling case, but eventually they said, yeah, no, we're going to have to stick with our original decision.
And it wasn't just you, was it?
No, it was the entire graduate cohort. So that was 4 people. One had.
Essentially, the analyst part of like a firm. Right, where you do like the Excel tasks, you sort of do this, do that, maybe do a bunch of like iterative, but like not simple, but like like tasks that can be executed by like an AI. You know, it's kind of what you do to like get the feel of the job, and then you get into more like strategic planning type business, like the negotiation part where you're actually dealing with high stakes operations and all this stuff. So like the earlier ones you be doing, you know, like as an as an early grad, whatever, like all that is shrinking. And I actually didn't notice it, but he said his whole cohort was let go. Like it wasn't even a thing where it was like, oh, you didn't get the job, but like he got an offer, but they rescinded it. That's so crazy. So that's kind of insane, and that's just kind of like what I was thinking about with this. So we'll just continue watching this video.
And others also made major cuts during that same period. And I've been joking about office masseuses, but they really had them, and Google cut their jobs. 31 office masseuses were fired from Google. Rest in peace. 264,000 tech employees were laid off in 2023, followed by 152,000 in 2024, 124,000 in 2025. And like the competition that was happening that was causing this, you know, if Elon Musk and Twitter can handle half the workforce and still be profitable, so that places the pressure on everyone else to do the same, because all of the shareholders start saying, well, why can't we do the same? We'll make more money. That competition wasn't just coming from Silicon Valley, it was coming from abroad.
For him.
Many Americans are enjoying a long holiday weekend,
taking
a break from their typical 8-hour work days. Well, in China, the government officially caps workers' days at 8 hours as well, or a maximum of 44 hours a week. But a so-called 996 schedule is pressuring some workers into 12-hour days, 6 days a week.
In the early days of the gold rush, Silicon Valley and America dominated, but now China was coming up on the scene. And China has a workforce that demand much less than some hipster in San Francisco who needs a matcha latte and goat yoga classes, right? In China, they started bringing in what was called 996s. So 9 a.m. to 9 p.m., 6 days a week, 70 hours of work. Like this is
imagine.
Kind of been somewhat up.
And the thing is, like most people, like not most people, but like a lot of people that go to college, they just go to college for a job. They're probably not even interested in the thing that they're studying. They just want to, you know, go get money, whatever. Imagine you had to work for that long. Like, that's just dreadful, you know? And then to keep up. Like, in Ireland here, we have, like the big four of, like, I think, is it financial firms? Consulting. Like, what are they? PwC, KPMG. Is it Morgan Stanley? No. Is it? I don't know. KPMG, PwC, Deloitte, and then one more. I can't remember, but like those are the big like consulting firms. But they pay you like pennies your first 2 years. JP Morgan's a financial firm. I don't know if it's consulting. No, it's not consulting. But there's one more. What is the big four? EY. Deloitte, PwC, EY, yeah. Ernest Young and KPMG. No, but there's a different one though. What I can't remember what the name of it is. It's in America, but I can't remember its name. Oh yeah, Accenture as well. But where is it? Where is it? Yeah, McKinsey. There. Oh yeah, BCG as well. Yeah, these ones are more prestigious. Like McKinsey, BCG, Bain. Like they're more prestigious. The big four, like the one that came after them. You know. So that's what it would be.
Outlawed in China, but
they
enforcement is.
They pay you pennies for the first 2 years. Like they literally. It's just the prestige of being able to work there that then you can move on to other stuff. But imagine 996, stuff like that. Obviously, that's not what they do here, but for these tech companies, like they could just do whatever they want, especially in China. Crazy.
It's patchy, let's say it like that. What is happening here? And I think this is really important for us to understand.
What do you say about that?
9 p.m., 6 days a week, 70 hours of work. Like, this has kind of been somewhat outlawed in China, but enforcement is patchy, let's say it like that. What is happening here, and I think this is really important for us to understand, and this is the obvious mechanism that you'll see time and time again, is the labour force as more people poured in to want to do these jobs from all around the world, as technology enabled remote work, outsourcing globally, and Google kept advertising how cool their job was. You know, we're the best company to work on Earth. And so everyone wants to try and get into the tech sector. You have fuckloads of people training for it. Suddenly, that scarce, rare labor force in the early days, they're no longer that scarce. And where in the past you had to put a carrot on the stick, you had to do all the ping pong tables and shit. Now, if you need a fucking ping pong table, I'm sorry, mate. If someone is willing to do it cheaper, hungrier, and with less matcha latte, they become very attractive to the employer. And so the labor force loses its ability to negotiate with the capitalist, with the employer. The employer is now in the powerful position. They hold the cards. And AI just adds another pressure to all of this. AI is coming along and they're saying, well, we can automate lots of your jobs. Maybe we don't need to hire as many people, right? It just adds another tool where they can make the feeling of this workforce feel like the floor underneath them is not stable. That they need to be more competitive. They need to put more hours in. And so, ultimately, the millennials, the hipsters and their revolution, conscious capitalism, workers' play, the dream, sadly, it dies. Mark Zuckerberg turns into an evil villain. Google takes down the sign that says don't be evil. The guy who owns Brewdog is a prick. And social media is destroying the world. At the end of the day, the dream of a conscious capitalism was just capitalism all along.
Who benefited the most, you know?
Now we see the stock market reacted quite favorably to this round of layoffs. We see these record stock prices for a lot of these tech companies. The investors really
bro, the layoffs happened, but they're rewarded for it. It's, they're what is, okay, hold on. Is there any law against mass layoffs? Are there any laws against mass layoffs? There are no laws that completely ban mass layoffs, but there are strict frameworks for labor regulations, often collective redundancy laws. How employers must conduct them. These laws are designed to protect employees. It's consultation of. Yeah, but the thing is, right? When every tech company is laying off 15,000 people each, it just means that next job is a million times more harder and rare. Because as people are getting removed, there are also new people that are trying to get in as well. So it's you have people who have 5 years experience going for intern roles or entry level jobs, and now the entry level people who are just graduating from college are hold on, where's the job? Where's the thing I wanted to, that was spending all this time in university studying for, and they feel oh, maybe I just have to get a master's. That's still not enough. Oh, maybe I have to get a PhD. Oh, maybe I have to do that. Everything gets so competitive. Everybody's just at home being weird and just, But that's what it is now. That's just what it is now. But even in this sort of craziness, I don't want to put too much of an emphasis on the scare and the annoyance of it. Right, there's ways to look at what is actually happening, because this happens all the time, rare occasions, and it's not the same, but you can see the similarities. Even in the 2008 financial crisis, or what was it called? Yeah, 2008 financial something, right? Whatever, financial crisis. Right, it was the same thing. There was mass layoffs. There was no jobs. People had to do things, but some people came out of that extremely successful, while some people came out of that just ripped to shreds. At the end of the day, you still have to try, but you can't expend too much energy. You have to expend the right amount of energy for something else. So, yeah, we're just gonna keep looking into this.
Favored profitability, really favored this lean year that these tech companies had. And so instead of rewarding the growth that we saw and them all pursue years ago, they're now rewarding profit.
So whilst this was all happening to the workers of the tech platforms, building the tech platforms. At the same exact time, the same exact thing was starting to happen to the workers on the platform. So I want to say somewhere around like 2015 to maybe, I would even go as far as like 2022. You kept seeing these numerous stories of like young person with some talent, some skill, who becomes like a viral sensation. They make a dick load of money and they buy mansions and cool fast cars. We see it a lot.
Tanner inspires me like crazy. 19 years old, owns a YouTube empire.
A 1990 C4 Corvette.
Drive this?
I've literally driven it one time. So this is like a pit bike track. I guess that's really what it is, but there's like a little pond down there. We have like a little go-kart down there. You could just like rip around
But then on Instagram, you were seeing something slightly different, which was often people that came from money. It's like Kim Kardashian, Dan Bilzerian, selling this sort of Instagram lifestyle. And sure, there was probably some people who came from
not Fuzi.
Nothing that made some money and did this. But Instagram was sometimes a little bit faker because it was more people who had money that were showing their rich lifestyle. And then
that guy has had like 9 lives. Fuzi too. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know much about Fuzi, I'm not gonna lie. But what was how do I know him? How do I know him again? What's the most thing I know Fuzi to for? Yeah, it's like he used to do pranks before. Right, and then he just started streaming or something like that. But I didn't keep up with Fuzi too, man. I don't know. Oh, also, yeah, no, he boxed Deji. Yeah, that's why I remember him.
And from there, they ended up making more money from brand deals. So these lot, as I say, they were doing what I mentioned before. They were advertising being a dope influencer. Wow, look, you can just take a picture of your avocado and eggs and get millions of pounds. Sign me the fuck up. I saw my friend Peter buy a jumper that I was wearing once. Because I wore it and he complimented it, I think I have the ability to influence thought. So this creates a gold rush. Thousands, trillions, brillions of young people go, okay, I want to make it as a hot boy influencer. And so what that does, in the same way that
he's like an alcoholic 2 years ago and like hit a girl. Oh, I didn't know that. I did not know that.
The tech sector
yeah, a lot, like, I don't know, a lot of people expect, what was the other guy's name as well? Oh, there's one other, Vitali. That guy was just, like, insane. Yeah, crazy pipeline, yeah, like.
With the tech.
The internet has brought out, like, it brings out the worst in people. Once, like, the same way when people are fighting for, like, this capitalist economy and trying to, like, win the game, it changes you, right? It brings out the worst in you. Same thing here, but now it's like you're fighting for this thing, but it's all documented. You know, I'm saying right now the worst one, in my opinion, for me personally, has been like Sneeko. Like, bro, it's just bad. Like, I don't think there's any redemption for him. I'll be so real. It's just bad. It's just very bad. You know? Like, all of it is documented. How do you understand the game, right? Play it, but not lose yourself doing it, you know? Because at the end of the day, you still need to make money, right? You still need to feed yourself, feed your future family, feed your family now, you know? So you have to at least compete. You have to at least get a piece of the pie because the people that are playing the games own all the pie. So you actually have to get a piece, you know, you have to understand it, but you have to have those boundaries as well. Keep your heart posture right and know you're not perfect. Exactly, right? So yeah, like, don't be the guy that is running too fast without looking, you know? You have to really be aware of what a flip is happening, especially how you're changing as a person as well.
Workers is it creates more competition. But then not only is there more
because I'm telling you, like, the competition, bro, there are 20 million YouTube videos uploaded to YouTube every single day. Trust me, you're not becoming whatever you can be optimistic, but you have to understand exactly what you're trying to do, what you're dealing with. This is not just some child's play. Like, this is a whole economy. People's whole livelihoods depend on this stuff. So don't, like, it's nothing about trying to come into it and it just has to be you know? And if something manages to happen, then it happens. You can't come into this hoping to rip something out quickly. right? Do it manageably, because it's insane. And you can see, even with, I don't want to say, but even with Streamers Club, you can see how people were. Wait, and we're gonna wait. But the thing is, this is also like propaganda, right? I just want to show. I just want to show the line. No. Like, what I'm saying is this, right? I mean, it's cool and all. It can be like, but people genuinely quit their jobs to do this. Like people quit their jobs to do this. They quit their jobs to go try to make another man like think they're good enough to join his club for the hopes of blowing up on the internet without any plan of, or without any actual understanding of what the internet is. Yeah, I don't know how I feel about that. Like, I know exactly how I feel about that. That's like a very stupid thing to do. Extraordinarily stupid. Do not, like, don't do that. Under no circumstances should you do something like that. Zero circumstances. Zero. You know? The mere fact you have a job in the first place means that something like Streamers Club, like, you're not in that bracket to. I don't know. But I don't know. That's just
competition by the.
It's just not great. It's just not great.
Sheer amounts of people trying to make it. There also becomes competition.
And also the thing is, right, there's only a small set of people at the top, right? And to keep that spot, they begin to do these, like, engage in these behaviors that gets the ball rolling, that gets the drama going, that gets the views coming. And when people only see these very few people do that, they start trying to do the exaggerated thing in order to get up there. Now, like, so many people are doing exaggerated things that is just not real to get up there. And it's just, you know, because the world is quite forgiving if you do have those views. But the world doesn't care if you don't. Like, it just doesn't care. It doesn't matter. So the best thing to do is to just be yourself.
Different platforms.
You know?
TikTok comes along and sort of fucks the game up. What they do is they take the concept of being an influencer, which is, in the past, you did some cool videos that got some traction and you got...
I think you can still get up there, but everyone is getting 100%. I was thinking about that. Everyone's going 100%. I was thinking about that the other day. What do you mean everyone's going 100%? Everyone is going 100%. Like, when I say, like, this game is about, like, your tolerance level and, like, risk, it's a risk game. Like, you need to be very good at managing risk, like, for the exaggerated content that the top creators are making, right? But the thing is, it's only the abnormal that makes it up there. You have to be abnormal, but people are taking that to the extreme. Like, I don't know about if it's a law or something, but there's like a thing like if something's working, you 10x it, right? See people doing like this, like, you know, little weird, like, mannerisms online, and they see it working, so they 10x it to have that higher it factor. But it just doesn't make sense. It just looks goofy. It literally just looks goofy.
Following, your videos would get shown to your subscribers. TikTok's algorithm works pure.
Like the people you see on TikTok aren't real. Like they're not like that's not you like most of the things you see there. Like that's not how people behave in real life. They just do not behave like that. But if you're so like crowded by that sort of things all the time, it bleeds into your real life as well. You know, you begin to see it as normal when it's really just not. And then it's just a ripple effect. It just continues bouncing off. Do you like ladybugs? Sorry? Sorry? Do I like ladybugs? I've never thought of that question before. Do I like ladybugs? Yo, I you just saw one, so you asked me if I like ladybugs. I don't know how I feel about ladybugs. I mean, I guess they're cool. Oh my gosh, that was just such a such a left turn. Yeah, okay, we can go. Hey, you can go from talking about flipping the state of like content creation to like talking about ladybugs. They scare me sometimes. You're scared of ladybugs? Bro, how can I be scared of an insect? Have you ever seen me afraid of an insect before? Because aren't some poisonous? I wouldn't know. I love saying random things in your chat. Yeah, that was that was quite. Oh my days. Yeah, but it was good. I actually like that. That really confused me. I was like, huh? Where did every conversation goes to ladybug? I thought it was gonna be some like, some way you saw it or like some like saying, but nah, just you like ladybugs. I mean, I don't know, but yeah, we'll continue.
On aggressive monitoring of engagement signals. How long you watched it for, it tracks likes, it tracks did you save it, did you send it to a friend, did you have a conversation from it, does it start a conversation in the comments. They make these hyper specific profiles of viewers and only show them the stuff that gets the most juice out of their fucking brain when they're watching it. TikTok makes it so that every single video you make has to be a banger. No exceptions. Basically, having a following doesn't really guarantee you much stability anymore. So TikTok starts just popping people off. Like, I think I set up a TikTok. I think I was contacted to make a TikTok channel back when I was doing parkour videos. I posted a few videos and got like 20,000 followers. In the early days, it was giving people followers. And that was doing something psychological. It was getting people hooked to the feeling of going viral.
What is also happening is something internally known as heating, which is individual TikTok and ByteDance employees selecting certain videos and intervening to make sure that they get a specific number of views.
The algorithm deliberately on fresh new pages will occasionally give you a viral hit. If a video is good, it will just go, fuck it, let you go viral. And then that gets you in on the treadmill. You start thinking, oh fuck, I could maybe turn this in, I could get loads of followers and make a load of money somehow. I don't know how, but apparently influencers are rich. Apparently they all have fast cars and mansions. TikTok sort of rides off of the back of the influencers that had been created on YouTube and Instagram. There's almost like a sort of like cultural capital that has come from the word influencer. So TikTok can give the illusion of that, right? You might have 1 million followers on TikTok and make like a couple hundred a month.
Cultural capital. I'm stealing that one.
If that. And so, if that's the way it is, if you're a professional content creator and no longer does your following really matter and every single post is judged independently, fundamentally, the job changes at that point. Increasingly, you're just competing against like a...
Yeah. You no longer become a creative. You just become a slave to the algorithm. You just have to do the thing that the algorithm dictates. So making content your job, like, it becomes a job, you know. So it doesn't stay a dream job. It just becomes a job. It's a job. You don't get to do what you want. You need to do what the algorithm wants. That's a job. The algorithm is your boss, and the pay is also less, you know. The engagement is your boss. There's no, oh, I have 20,000 subscribers, so at least my video is gonna get like around 20,000 views because these guys want to watch it. Your followers don't matter. The algorithm is your boss. You know, you gotta clock in early. What does clocking in mean? You gotta post at least. Hey, you don't want to get irrelevant, so you have to post every single day, or once a week. You know, hey, yeah, you have to make sure you get a hook. Yeah, you gotta make. You know what I mean? The Mr. Beast economy. Yeah, hey, yeah, you know, what? Why make a new creative video when that could not do well in the algorithm? Not just do another try not to laugh. Do another one of these videos, you know, just do the same thing that works, you know. Then it becomes a job. It's not a creative endeavor anymore. You're not a creator. You are a you are an algorithm. What can I term it? You are an algorithm deliverer. You do what the algorithm dictates.
This algorithmic recommendation system where you're only as good as your last post. And as soon as TikTok started doing that and started eating the lunch of like Instagram and YouTube, those platforms just copied TikTok. They went, fuck, we have to do the same. So I kid you not, people with hundreds and hundreds of thousands of followers, millions of followers, would see their posts just die. They would flop, losing out to this sea of like new competition. And you're now in this sort of like rat race where you have to put so much effort into making content. Like these lot end up working just as much as any normal job for much, much less than they did maybe 5 years ago. All of this is to say that the exact same process that happened to the tech workers who built the platforms, the same has happened to the creators on the platform.
I think all these influencers are lying about being rich. I've almost had 1 million broke as fuck. Well, not broke, but like I go to my regular minimum wage job every single day, 5 days a week, clock in. That's how I pay all of my bills. Is that my thing? I did my taxes and I only got 3 brand deals this year, each for $2,000, which works out to like $500 extra a month. Amazing, gorgeous. I can never be happier. But I'm just saying $500 a month is not livable. And I think just these influencers are lying to you. I think because they're either trying to sell you a course or tell you how great their life is. There's nothing up here. I'm up here now with everybody else. And I'm telling you that there is nothing up here.
There's a term called cultural flattening, right? This is where if you're an actor or if you're a singer, if you're a skater, you have to put your art out via TikTok. And in order to succeed, you have to format it in the way that works on TikTok. So you have to look at trends, you have to look at metas and basically copy them, package your art in that medium, and often people present it in a way that they know is proven to work on TikTok. Like every video needs some kind of hook, there needs to be some twist, and so things start looking the same. And this is really interesting, right? Because it changes the dynamic of what a professional creative person is meant to do. Traditionally, like the whole point of becoming a professional creator is that you're able to dedicate 100% of your time to your craft so that you can make better art. In the past, what these platforms allowed, when it was more focused on your follower count and they would show your posts to your followers, is the followers worked as a kind of like safety net. You know, you had a few successes, some absolute bangers, and that built your general audience. Now you can post stuff and not everything needs to be a banger. Maybe some posts are average. You try something new, it doesn't work, it flops, but it doesn't matter because you have a certain baseline and a certain level of stability. And then eventually, after all that experimentation, you have a banger. You do something really good.
But there is no experiment. When there was experimenting, there was color and content. You know, there, like when you watch a new video, it's like a new video. It's new, like you hadn't seen it before, right? But now, a lot of the highest viewed videos, you've seen it before. In fact, if I go to the videos with the highest views on YouTube in general, let me just search them up, Mr. Beast. There you go, videos. Okay. Survived 30 days chain with a stranger, win 250,000. 50 YouTube legends fight for $1 million. 7 days trial in the Arctic. Survive 30 days with an island with your ex, win 250,000. One person stranded 100 people in wilderness for 250,000. Last to leave the store, wins 250,000. 50 streamers fight for 1 million. Trapped in an until I build a boat. Survive 30 days stranded with your ex. Win. Wait. Hold on. So I thought you were just trying with your ex, win 250,000. So it is the exact same thing. Oh my god, wait, hold on. 2 months apart. It is the exact same video. This video is the exact same video. But it works. You know? It works. There's no... Hold on. One second. Let me show you something. There is no this anymore. No, wait. Popular. There's no this anymore. There's no like experimenting. There's no, you know, like look at the color. Like look at how different every thumbnail is, right? And then look at this one. Like I don't even know if this is him posing. Like this is just the same face the whole time. Is it? You know? Then is this. Right? But yeah. This is hyper optimized.
That dynamic allows artists to be more original, more unique and innovative. However, what this algorithmic competition does, by meaning that your followers mean nothing and every post has to sort of perform independently, is it flips the dynamic on the head, whereby the established content creators who are meant to be the professionals, who are meant to innovate, they actually are incentivized by the platform to become more creatively conservative. If you take too much creative risk and it bombs and you have a bunch of bombers, then you stop getting brand deals and then you stop making money and then you have to quit. So your incentive is to always stay afloat. And what's the best way of staying afloat? Just do what works. And I can't help but think that this is why everywhere we look in art, we just see endless repeats, remakes, reboots. I think this is why, because everything has to be a banger now. You can't just have a mid piece of content. And this is where the cultural flattening happens.
You mentioned here, which I think is a good example of it, and part of what you ruminate on is this generic coffee shop. Tell me about that.
Yeah,
generic
it was this kind of coffee shop design that I started encountering. There's white subway tile on the wall. There's reclaimed wood furniture. There's hanging Edison bulbs with those like exposed wires. There's succulents in little ceramic jars.
There's a giant neon sign that says "I love coffee."
Absolutely, yeah, like avocado toast and script or whatever.
All McDonald's
the reason
look the
why
same.
you find this everywhere, like whether you're in Beijing or Berlin or Los Angeles or Bali or wherever you go, is because our tastes have kind of been homogenized by platforms like Instagram. So there's like a particular aesthetic that works for Instagram. Yeah. And everyone puts it out there, and then everyone else on the platform slowly copies that. And I think that's true for a coffee shop owner, but it's also true of musicians, or a chef making a kind of food that looks good on Instagram, or a producer making a beat for TikTok.
Whilst this may suck for creators and us as cultural consumers, for the platform itself, it is fucking great. They have all of the power. If you fucking complain, if you don't like it, millions of other people are ready to jump on your spot and take it. And these new creators, they'll work harder for less money. Even if they thought in the early days that they were getting the dream job where you do your passion, it's great, you get a house, you get the fast car. But increasingly, that is becoming harder and harder to attain from this. The reality doesn't matter because the illusion is the point. Selling the dream. And I think what's interesting to me, as someone who's been in this a while, I think we're seeing a new frontier open up with the world of streaming. They are the ones who are holding like the whole world's attention, like iShowSpeed, Jim Skin, Hassan. And because there's sort of fewer of them, it means that all of the attention is on them. And because all the attention is on them, they have a lot of power and they're able to get massive brand deals and make a shitload of money. And again, advertise how cool this life must be.
Yeah. You know. And here I am. You know what I mean? Because, of course, there is an opportunity, but at the end of the day, you need to understand the risk. It is not real. It's not real. It's not something that you can, oh, okay, let's say I stream for 3 years. I could probably, no, it's not real. You could stream for 5, 10, 11, 12, 20, 100, a million years, and you will get nothing out of it, right? It just needs to be you. You just need to be someone that no matter what, you would just do it. No matter what. Okay? Don't put your livelihood on it. Don't put your kids' future college funds on it. Okay? Just do it. Just do it, and also live your life as well. Get your job, get your this, make sure you study hard, study very, very hard, get into university, get your connections, get the big, you know what I mean? But in your part-time, you can just do that creative thing, You can have your job, but you can also have your creative capacity. That way, you don't feel this need to meet dictation of the algorithm. You don't feel it. It's just, I just do what I want. I can do things against the algorithm, it doesn't matter. And that relaxed position gives you actual authenticity, because you're relaxed. It doesn't matter that much. You can still do it and do it at a high level, but there's no pressure for you to do anything at any time soon, right? And the more time you spend just being in your craft, you can start to understand how to do it better, do it like this, do it like that, rather than trying to force something that doesn't exist into existence.
But I believe, having seen this dynamic a few times, over time, more and more competition comes in, more and more people are fighting for their spot. Eventually, their power too will diminish. And I think, realistically, if we're being honest, right, if we're talking about dream jobs, I've always seen streaming as not that. To me, it does not look like a dream job. To really make it, you have to stream, from what I've seen anyway, 8+ hours a day.
Yeah, and I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that. I have things to do. I got things to do. I can't stream for 8 hours. Highest you get is 2. I can't. I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that. If I come on here to stream to think about topics and stuff, it doesn't take me 8 hours. It takes me a couple. Then maybe I talk to some friends, whatever, and then I leave. But after I'm gone, I'm doing a lot of other stuff that has nothing to do with streaming. Nothing. If there's a time in my life where it's I actually want to go out and do something really great, it's probably going to be when I take a vacation from work and it's paid, so I'm being paid to have free time. And then in my spare time, if I just like to create, then it's not going to be considered work. And if I do that enough and I do that well, maybe I could possibly blow up. That's the thing. You don't jump at something. You have to understand how risky it is. Even if this is not the way that I'm translating my information, I would still find a way to translate, find a way to make it creative, find a way to do this, because that's just who I want to be. That's just it. But it's not a job. It's not real. It's not real until it's real. So don't act like it's real before it's real. So yeah.
8 hours a day, and I'm telling you, man, being on camera is tiring. And when you think
it is
Clavicular and HS Tiki Toki and all these people, they don't look like they're really living the dream. They're having to be. It looks stressful. They don't look happy. They're not really doing fun things. They have to be more attention grabbing, more extreme. They have to get into conflicts, into fights. They do things that risk their own lives sometimes, all because the attention economy is becoming so brutal that you have to be more and more insane just to stand out. And so why I say all this is because it gets me to a point where you look at the modern landscape of creators and tech workers, and it starts to bring in the question what the fuck is the dream job anymore? Is there this escape route? Is there a job that you get that is just fun, happy, you make a load of money,
a job is
you can
a job.
Escape the rat race?
A job is a job. A job is a job. You gotta do the work. And when you're older, if you do enough good work, then you get compensated. That's it. They're millionaires now, so comparison is the thief of joy. I'm not comparing myself to no one. Don't compare yourself to anyone. Right? Actually, let those people, feel your energy to, want to get it more. But everyone's time is different. everyone's time is different. So be patient.
Does it exist anymore?
I have decided that I will no longer be doing Sidemen videos. Somewhere along the way, I started losing the balance of my own life. I found it hard to make enough time for myself. I definitely found it hard to find time for my family. I found it hard to make time for the people I love, and I realized that something has to change.
Here's the truth, kiddos. I'm gonna be honest. As a YouTuber, a dream job haver, there is no dream job. There never was. That's the whole fucking scam. That's the whole point. I think Justin Bieber's a really good example, right? Because he was a young guy who posted a few times to YouTube, got scouted, and became an icon. And I think it's fair to say at this point, no one looks at Justin Bieber and goes, wow, what a dream life he has. No, you can see the guy's troubled. And seeing the wild ride that his life went on, and just seeing how like fame and all this money distorts people. They don't know who to trust. They don't have any real friends because everyone's trying to make something from it. It's a miserable life. And the thing is, we know that. These lives of fame and fortune are always tied with the other side, which is depression, addiction, and loneliness. We've known that forever. We've known that with rappers that died young. I watched Johnny Cash's biopic the other day. Everyone knows this story. And yet, like, the recent ones has been these giant YouTubers who grew up off that golden era that we all thought was the dream, going on to podcasts and saying that they are...
That's the thing. It was an era, right? If you didn't catch it then, you're late. It's late. Yeah, there was a time, the same way like in this time, it's like AI is making the job market very difficult, right? That's an era, right? All the people didn't experience how difficult it is now. It's an era and it's going to pass. Same thing with the positives, like there was a golden rush of YouTube where you go there, you get loads of, views and whatever because there wasn't much people posting. That time's passed. TikTok, when it just came out, you go on TikTok, you get loads of views, you know what I mean? That time has passed, If you want to get it now, you have to be a slave to the algorithm, So, yeah, you really have to understand exactly where you're playing again, what you're playing in, and if you can last if you can last the longest, basically.
Depressed. Past 3 years, there's been so many different times like where I was like depressed and figuring shit out that I got in bad ruts. Like I have thought patterns that I get in bad habits with, and maybe I was trying to impress people, or maybe I had all these other people that had some sort of monetary gain from my life telling me certain things like this isn't gonna last, or we gotta do this, or let's keep doing this, or work with this company and all this. And then it became too much for my young mind. Like I really just let other people's thoughts dictate my life. I think that's when I needed drugs to make answers for that.
To me, it just feels like where we're at right now in the world is that every aspect of the modern economy has become so competitive. Less and less jobs are able to earn you a solid living now. And there's so much competition to get those few jobs that exist. I think it has got to a point where, this sort of myth of the dream job, like the escape route, I think it's started to vanish. I don't think that people really believe it exists anymore. I'll be honest, I love my job as a YouTuber. I do it because I'm passionate about it. I do believe that somehow, some way, I'm making some kind of difference to some people or something like that. But I can't fucking sugarcoat it. It's a hard job. Like, it's not what I saw PewDiePie doing. And not just that, it's the way the feeling of gaining your dream job changes over time. The come up is incredibly exciting. Every YouTuber will tell you this. First 100K feels like you're winning the lottery. You feel on top of the world. It's incredible. It's a completely novel new feeling. But then give it a year, 2 years, and you've had your up, and then you've had some downs, and then some ups and downs. That feeling, it kind of goes, right? It does eventually, it becomes a job that is very competitive. There's no feeling, at least at my level, of like true stability. Like I can chill out a little bit. I don't need to go so hard. And, like, I know how it sounds. I know this sounds like a woe is me. I don't mean it like that. My job is great. I am very happy with it. But I think I have a responsibility as someone who has achieved the dream job that they wanted to just demystify it a little bit. I think those videos from Logan Paul, Jake Paul and stuff like that, I think they did a disservice to the reality of making content. And I think it led a lot of people on a journey that was kind of a bit of a false promise. But this is the deeper point, right? Is I think with any job, whether it's a creative...
It's not just with YouTube. I think everyone can see, like, hear someone say something positive about a particular journey or how you should go about things, and we can sort of filter all the negative out, or try to filter all the negative out, like be delusional. But you're actually not meant to live like believing a lie. So delusion is literally like you're believing in your lie or something like that. Let me actually be sure. Okay, a firmly held false belief in and persists despite clear contradictory evidence. You know, you can hold on to something even if there's many contradictions behind it. Like, contradictions doesn't necessarily mean something is like completely and utterly like wrong. It just gives you, when you get that feeling, it gives you an opportunity to like look into it. But instead of looking into it, we decided to not, because the idea that this delusion that we have could be false is just very it would just hurt, you know. It's like your whole worldview changing, right? But you should not be delusional. Anytime you get that feeling of like, okay, this could be the wrong thing or the wrong way to go about it, you just have to listen and look into it, because your conscience does tell you things. Look into it, even if you might not like the result. Look into it, you know. Look into it. Other people say be delusional, I'll say don't be delusional. Be very, very calculated. You need to be very calculated, you know. You should give yourself, obviously, time. Like, hi Maddie. I don't know if Maddie's in here anymore. But yeah. Anyway. Right. That's just what I have to say on that.
Job, a media job, or if it is like an office job or start up a business, often we trade our sleep, our relationships, our health, our community, our connection to our family to chase careers. And I think that's why so many people are so unhappy when they make it, right? Those really big creators, I think they suffer from it the most, because in order to get to such a height where you're a multi-millionaire, you run this empire, you're Mr. Beast, you got the chocolate bars, you're doing all the shit, what you had to give up to get there is a lot.
It's very easy in moments like that to go, fuck, I'm like a zoo animal. Like, I don't have free will. I'm like a little robot to my businesses. And sometimes those emotions take over, and you just got to control your thoughts. Be like, well, this is the life I chose. You want success. You want to change the world. You want to do this and this. This is the price you have to pay. But no, I don't think most people would be happy living my life. They would be like, oh, let's just grab a couple $1 million and be happy.
Are you happy?
This year, probably so far more unhappy than happy. And it's just, they're just things you got to do that just aren't fun.
Material success is great when it buys you stability. That is what people are like driving for, is the feeling that they don't have to worry again. They don't have to worry about, will they be able to get a house, pay bills. They hate that feeling. Is awful, worrying about the stress of money. But once that part of your material needs are taken care of, in order to feel happy, you need a community that you're close to, that you feel valued amongst. You need friends, you need hobbies, you need a job that it fulfills you creatively, but that's not the be-all. And the sad thing is that our modern economy has made it...
That isn't the be-all. It's not. You do need to know exactly who your people are, exactly what your community is, exactly who has your back, and all of that. regardless of what your financial circumstances, to know that there are people that actually love you, not for what you can give them, but just because you're you. You know, there's no other, like, I'll use me as an example. There's no other, like, you know, my full name, right? There's no other one of that. There's no other one of you. So there's somebody that sees you for who you are. Oh, you're such a good person for him. Not? You're such a good person. Okay, thanks. Thanks. But yeah, you need to know exactly who those people are. And cultivate that. Build that up. You know? Build that up. But, yeah.
It's nearly fucking impossible.
I just came in your room. I think I've been watching this video, but like when I need to like interject and say my own point or spin off a point or agree or disagree with something he said, I kind of just use that time to like explore my own thoughts about it.
Or for almost any.
I don't know if it's about being motivational, but I guess.
Anyone. Like, how many of us had to leave our hometown and our communities and move to a big city to chase a career in order to survive? And then that meant you saw your family less. You saw your friends. You've moved away from all your friends. And meanwhile, we're still all tired and we're still all stressed about the future. Dream jobs don't disappear because people don't want creative, fulfilling, meaningful, fun work to do. Dream jobs disappear because capitalism finds a way to take things that we love, turn it into a competitive market, and then squeeze the joy out of it.
Bro, what did I just do to make you change your mind? Never mind then, you're not a motivational. You're not a motivational or a good person. Bro, what are you talking about? I said thanks. Just take the nice comments. I said thanks though. You didn't hear me?
What we are seeking truly deep down.
Honestly, I don't know. Like, bro, I'm terrible. I'm terrible at like what's it called? What are those things? Yeah, like it's compliments. Like I just, bro, that's a joke. I don't know how to take compliments, man. I heard it about after came. I don't know if that's motivational, but okay. I heard it, but after you came, I don't know. Oh my god! I think what I do is right because I don't know how to take compliments. I'll be like, oh yeah, nice, thanks, but I'll find a way to downplay. I'll find a way to like. I'll just be like, no, they're not complimenting me. No one's complimenting me. Nothing. No. I don't know. I'm just very awkward with compliments. I don't know. No. But yeah, thank you. Yes, you do that every time. Yeah, I don't know. I think I need to. I need to stop. I need to stop. I downplay every compliment. I'm just like, oh, don't do that. Don't compliment me. For there's nothing to compliment about me, but it's like, yo, stop, stop. Yeah, but I need to stop. I need to stop doing that. I probably shouldn't do that. You know, it's okay to just say thanks. Oh my days. I think a lot of times because I can't bring myself to believe it. It's like no, I'm not. Like I find a circumstance where I was the opposite, and that just plays in my head, and I'm just like, no, you don't know me enough. I'm not that great of a person, or I'm not that this. You know, it's a bad trait, but like it happens, you know. But yeah, I'll stop.
Of this current ideology that is just dominating Western culture. The pressure on us all to keep making more and more money. We need to measure our population by how much free.
Yeah, stop that. Human though. Yeah, I'll stop.
Time they have, how happy they say they are, how healthy they are, how strong and connected our communities are. We need to support politics and politicians who want to change how we perceive what a successful, healthy country is.
We must not let the system starve us out. We must not let the concentration of wealth force us into serfdom. We are going to use the tools that are ours. We are going to reclaim.
But the thing that's so difficult about this is that there's just so many, not just conflicting, but there's just so many movements. It's just everybody's going off in so many different directions. It's like there's an obvious objective hierarchy of the things that are important. But it's like, even if you try to communicate that with someone, I feel like nowadays, because there's just so many different, like, pockets of influence, there's no one whole, like, singular thing that everyone follows, you know? It's just my own truth, or my this, or my that, or, like, you know, people are able to make up fake things at a rate that is so fast now, and flipping make people gravitate to it because of the resources that's accessible to us. No, is this the same video? Yeah, this is the same video. It's been a long video, and I've paused it a lot as well. But that's kind of it. It's just, I just wanted to show this video. Like, this is, like, there was nothing else that I wanted to do, because from this video, because there's a lot of things that popped up, I was able to, like, add my 2 cents into each point. So that's kind of the whole stream, you know. It was just this video, but me sort of spinning off of some ideas that came out of it and giving my own 2 cents, pretty much.
The wealth we have created, and we're going to build a world where we work because we want to, not because we have to.
What I'm saying is, information is fragmented, man. It's fragmented. There's no narrative that everybody gets behind. How was your day? Why were you delayed? I was delayed because of the rooms were occupied, and I was also watching the match. Yeah, my Spain, man. Spain, bro. Lamine, bro. Like, 3-0. It was a good game. What match? Spain versus Austria. It was a good game. Austria are kind of sloppy, you know, but it's Spain at the end of the day. You know? I was watching it. I was rooting for Spain. Spain had the better side, but I was rooting for them. I like Spain and the minimal. Yeah. Future GOAT. Did you see USA won? Oh, wait, USA played Morocco, right? Did they win? No, wait. Oh, wait, no, USA played, they were the first ones to go. Yeah, USA won, yeah, I saw. USA round of 32. I'm just gonna go FIFA table. Yeah, World Cup table. No, wait, what? Am I tripping? Yeah, USA versus Bosnia. Yeah, they bet Bosnia 2-0. Bosnia Herzegovina. Yeah, I saw that. Who else played today? Portugal. Where's Portugal playing? I think it's 12. Yeah, but I for the end stream, I watched that. But no, I was thinking of ending the talk anyway. So I don't even know if I'm gonna watch it. I have to wake up early tomorrow to go to the gym. Yeah. Let's finish this video.
Become the architects of the post-scarcity economy, not the victims of
it. Yeah, like there's not enough. There's not enough resources. Well, there is enough resources for everyone, but the resources are unevenly distributed, and the system that allows for the resources to be distributed is just flawed. It's just flawed, and it's only getting more flawed as the people that have benefited from the system are being able to change or warp the system to favor them more year over year. And that favoritism of how they're sort of weaving the system is making the system more flawed, and it's just a cyclical thing that happens. You know? So it's like, how on earth does the underdog come in and try to make change when every part of it is corrupt? It's hard, but it's possible. You know, it's a very, very difficult problem. W Stream, what's the weekend plans? Plans for the weekend? I barely have any plans at all ever. But if you're talking about for the stream, it's like, it's not. I don't really have any plans for streams. To be honest, I kind of just go with the flow. But Sunday is gonna be like the. Sunday I'm gonna go to. I think It's gonna be games night, but I'm hoping that Ori or somebody else is streaming, and then the games night can be transferred from my stream, and you guys can just like continue. You know, I don't want it to be anytime I step away that everything just ends. You know, I want to be able to leave, but everyone just continues to have fun. You know, chill. So if you're asking me about just my weekend in general, I have to go shopping, buy some clothes for work, and then yeah, that's kind of all the plans I have for the weekend. Nothing much. I'm gonna chill on my farm. You know, maybe watch a couple World Cup games, and then get psyched for work, life, and how I'm gonna manage everything I do with the inclusion of my job. Sounds like a nice weekend. Yeah, it's chill. You know, we have 4th of July here. Oh yeah. Oh, that's so cool. How is that gonna be for you? How's that gonna be for you? What are your plans? I know, just fireworks. Just fireworks. Right? That'll be lit though. It'll be so lit. Exactly, yeah. You know. Wait, would you be the type to like get like crazy ton of fireworks? I think in Africa, like Nigeria, like the most fireworks it would be during Christmas. Like we do a lot. Oh wait, yeah, we do a lot of fireworks in Christmas and also in New Year's Eve. Loads of fireworks. We don't really celebrate. There's no celebration of Halloween there. Nah, we don't do that. Don't do that. But in Ireland, it would probably be New Year's and Halloween, where we like crazy fireworks are launched. Yeah, it's kind of it. So let's finish this video, and then fireworks. We don't do that for holidays. Yeah. Halloween here. Halloween fireworks gets launched in Osmo 45G. Yo, first time chatter, what's good? Osam 45GH2. What's good? You good? That'll be first time chatter. Right. I'm kind of wrapping up, honestly. But good to have you in though. Welcome in. What made you stop by? You just see a random guy on Twitch and you're just like, yeah, might as well just click into it. Sorry, like my auto mod came on and I accidentally denied it. What were you trying to say? What were you trying to say? Because like I think now is like I barely because I don't get enough time to review it. So if my auto mod comes on, it gets flagged. It gets denied. I apologize. Your channel edit. Keyword. Wait. Okay. Wait, is it on YouTube? Try not to do self promos, but I'll check it out. Yeah. Is it like the gothic, like the Let's Play channel? Is it that one? It doesn't sound English. Thorfinn. Oh. Wait. wait. Firstly, do I know you? Firstly, I don't know if I do actually. No. Okay. Wait. I'll have a look. All right, keep doing your thing. Keep doing your thing, man. It's cool. GG. It's kind of off topic, but yeah, it's cool. Scroll or no? Scroll or no? You want me to watch everything? Wait, I'll look at this. I'll look at the one with the highest views, and that's all. That's what I'll give you. This one. This is what I'll look at.
He told the babysitter that there was a monster under his bed. She assumed he was just imagining things. So to make him feel better, she kneeled down to look. But instead of just dust and toys, she saw a queen.
Alright, pretty good. Alright, cool. It's nice. It's good at it. Good work. You know? I like the thing is, thanks. Yeah, no, it's cool. Like I don't normally watch like TikTok or shows like that, to be honest. But it's cool. Like I like the story telling part of it. It's cool. You know? Right. But it is like this is such a like it's so like from what I was talking about to like your videos is just such a but the quality is mid, so by foreign W stream. Alright, W stream. I'm just gonna finish this video. We have like 25 seconds left. And yeah.
We will establish our role in society rather than allow corporations to demand we work for it.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. Okay. And with that being said, yeah, that was the whole stream. So yeah, I think if I was gonna say like one thing that like sort of rounded everything up, it's kind of just like be as smart as possible. Like be as smart as possible. Like you need to use your brain in everything, in absolutely everything. You have to because now like it's so like uncertain what is gonna happen. So you have to know how to see the patterns of what changes. So I would recommend reading history, right? Because there's a famous saying that history doesn't repeat itself, but it rhymes. So like you can see aspect of how things change, and then if you understand that things change, then you can prepare for change. You know, you wouldn't get so complacent. When you get complacent, you begin to forget that, oh, you still have to work hard. You know, no matter where you are, you still have to work hard. So try to just make working hard your norm. Like you know, like, I don't know how to explain it, but just try to enjoy the amount of effort it takes. Because if you giving, like, actually putting effort, like, there's something I'll say was really bad with me was that this idea of looking at thing in retrospect and saying, oh, if I wanted to and if I actually tried, I would have gotten the result. No, you wouldn't. No, you wouldn't. No, you like don't. If you, oh my gosh, don't, like, please don't ever say that. Don't say, oh, if I tried, I would have gone. No, you wouldn't. You don't know. So if I didn't get the result, you don't know. Okay? When you try very hard to add something, you know exactly where you stand. If you say, I want to get 90% on this, and you end up getting 77%, then you know you have to do it like that much more to get that in the future. You have like adequate information to say, oh, I plan to get this, but I was short. It's the same way if you got higher. I plan to get this, but I did a bit higher, right? You have information. Everything is just information. If you have a goal and you succeeded, that's information. Oh, I'm able to succeed in this specific thing, right? This success, right? You can now start thinking and saying, okay, this success looks similar to this, so I could potentially be successful in this as well, or this and this if they're similar to that, right? If you say, oh, well, I was successful in being able to do one thing, and then you're like, oh, then I can be successful in doing everything. No, that just doesn't make sense. You know? Building blocks. Okay? But this idea that, oh, because I just didn't try, if I tried harder, I probably would. No, just never flip it. Well, like, no, I don't care. So if I didn't get it, if you didn't try, that's on you. That's not my fault. Put effort in everything, every single thing. Right? Even if you're not the best, so far you put effort in, you're good. Right? Because now you have information of the amount of work you need to do to meet that goal in the future. Because the world is going to change very fast. Extraordinarily fast. And if you want to change the world, and the world is constantly changing, then you have to understand how it changes to know how to make a bad change ricochet from yours, and then it goes in a good direction. You know, I think I'm bringing up a lot of concepts that is just that I'm just not explaining well. And this was meant to be a conclusion. But with everything being said, just go out and try to learn as much as possible. Try to learn and then come back here and we'll talk about it. We'll just talk about it. So that when I say something stupid, right, you can be the one to refute me. You can be the one to like say, actually, that doesn't make sense. Right? And then you can teach me something from that. You know? So, yeah. And that's it for the stream. As if you don't. I do. So, I'll need you guys to caution me. Peace.